Welcome to Twin City Talk. Today we are talking to Katelyn and Rodney Williams. Welcome.
Thank you.
Katelyn is author of the book What Can Brown Girls Do? And Rodney runs No Excuses Be Great Productions. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit first about your production company.
So a little bit about my production company. I started it back in 2024. I really got it running in 2025. Specifically what we do is bit of everything, but we primarily focus on helping smaller businesses get their content out there so people know who they are and what they do, with the purpose of helping them grow their business. But really, we help everybody. We even shoot short films and commercials and things of that nature as well.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And so your book, when did you publish that?
So it was published on January 13th of this year. Oh. So all of last year, we were kind of in the writing and developing process. I'm with Warren Publishing, which is a small indie women-owned publishing company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And things have taken off really quickly. It's been fun.
What inspired the book?
Yeah, so it's called What Can Brown Girls Do? Because it's about a little girl that really has big dreams for herself and big ideas about what she wants to do in the future, and she writes them all down at school, and she's sharing them with her partner, and her partner looks at her and says, but brown girls can't do any of those things. And so she's just crushed and deflated, and so she has a conversation with her mom, and her mom's like, I don't want to prove you wrong, so I'm just going to give you some books to read, and you can see for yourself. And she reads about a variety of Black and brown women that have done amazing things, and she's encouraged and goes back and shares that with her class. And so the story really came to me a long time ago. I actually wrote the story in 2017, and I was inspired to write it when the Disney movie The Princess and the Frog came out.
Yeah.
I was a teenager when that movie came out, and everyone asked me why I was so excited about this Disney movie, but I was so excited that there was a princess that finally looked like me. I love Disney princesses, but I was so excited when there was a princess that looked like me. And so I started thinking about my own experience growing up and what were the people that I saw and things that I didn't see, and just the idea of representation became really important to me. And so the story's gone through several drafts, but that was the inspiration really for the story.
So now that it's out, what are your plans as far as, getting it out there?
Yeah, so I've done several interviews and articles. I was on WSJS this morning. I'm going to
busy
a few.
Day for you.
I know.
Yeah, busy snow day. Doing several different school visits: Greensboro Day School, Forsyth Country Day School, Piedmont School.
What's the age range for the book?
Like 5 to 8. But when I do school visits, I'm a school counselor as my regular job. And so I have worked with all ages. And so school visits are sometimes with preschoolers, sometimes with middle schoolers to do writing workshops. So there's a lot that we kind of can do with the story.
Yeah. What school are you at for guidance counselor?
I am a middle school counselor at Greensboro Day School.
Gotcha. So back to your production company. What's been the most challenging part of this job?
Ooh. Where do you begin, right?
Where to begin? Where to begin? The most challenging aspect of it is realizing that I am not an imposter. I think a lot of times when you don't have a traditional background in something, you feel like, oh, well, who am I? Mm-hmm. That's more on the vulnerable aspect of it. The other challenging aspect of it is just keeping up with how things change. You always want to offer clients not what you can do, but how you can ease their concerns. And so sometimes it's hard to navigate and make sure I have everything in place to do what I need to do as an actual producer or as a media company. But I've stepped up to the challenge, and it's enabled me to work with several entities such as Wake Forest University. I'll be working with Salem College in the fall time, and currently working with a politician who I'll express that at a different date later on to help him with his campaign. So
awesome.
Very grateful
That's
for it.
Awesome.
That's great, man.
Thank
you. So I'll just brag on Rodney a little bit. Rodney and I go back a ways.
We do.
And you won't find a harder worker than Rodney. If he doesn't know how to do something, he'll figure it out. He'll ask every question. Be the first person to raise his hand, didn't shy away from the challenge. And I love that you brought up imposter syndrome. because I think a lot of people have a tendency to feel that way if it's an unconventional way that they got there. But most of the time, the people that find the most success outside of normal jobs where it's there's a ladder system to it is by going after it in the most unconventional ways, and giving it everything they've got. And if there's one person who will do that more than anybody I know, it's you. So that's super cool, man. I'm excited for all the things you're doing.
Appreciate it.
No doubt whatever you put together is going to be great to see. So I'd love to hear more about it.
Well, I mean, that's part of the thing for me is the name, No Excuses, Be Great. You can either make an excuse, why I'm an imposter, I can't do it, why me, or you can go learn, be somebody that's willing to find the answer and then provide solutions. So, it's been an honor to be able to do that. But also, just real quick, I feel like I learned that I was part of his actors group back in 2017 when I had a hairline. But so I was there about 2017, 2018.
Look how good that looks.
Yeah, I know, right? It actually fits for me now, right?
He also has not aged at all.
Well, thanks. Drink water, right? No. But it's one of those things where I realized very quickly, like, man, this is something that I can do if I put the work in, right? You have to. It's not about getting the big movie or getting on the television show or getting the commercial. It's about falling in love with something and finding ways to not bend it to your will, but finding ways to figure out, okay, how does this work? What does a character need? And same thing in business. Okay, this client's different from the last. Their budget is different. What is it that they need? How do I engage them, versus the next person? So it's kind of all worked itself out.
Yeah, Rodney was that guy that at the end of every class, he'd be the first person up in line to ask questions, to understand things. And as a former athlete, he brought that to everything. And he would tell me about, I might not have been the strongest or the fastest, but I would outwork people so that I could get to a place where, I was always in contention for starting position. And that's what it takes. I think we all know that's what it takes, is that mentality. Rodney's got it in spades. So I'm excited for all of your current and future clients. They've got an ace with you. So
Absolutely. Thank you.
yeah.
And I would say, don't let go of that. Am I an imposter? Because that's what keeps you maintaining the urge to be better, to prove to yourself that you're not an imposter. If you get complacent, I think you get lazy, and that leads to backsliding. If
You'll never have to worry about complacency with Rodney. but I hear you on that.
Yeah, so it's because in the media world, I am probably the most unconventional of all of us, and I've been here the longest as far as the media aspect of this part anyway. Right. And there's not a day it goes by that I'm like, did I really just pull that off?
Right.
And then I'm like, why, hell yes, I did just pull that off. And then that makes me feel better about it. And the next day, what challenge can I accomplish today or overcome today?
And thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So does any of that translate into your book, by the way, this go-getter attitude?
Yes, very much so. But I think all of it, and how you get to any place, there's a sense of, how did I do this? How did I get here? I went to an early college high school. I went to the early college of Forsyth. And so when I graduated, I did 2 years at an undergrad and then went straight into my master's degree. And I was the youngest person in that program and started a job. And I was the youngest person in any place that I've ever worked. And people were wondering, how did you get here? Are you able to do some of these things that you're doing? And so we've kind of shared that of how did we get here? Does it make sense for me to be here? And earning your space in rooms. But eventually it all works out, and you can prove yourself there.
Yeah. So where are you guys from?
We're from Winston.
Right here. Yeah. Right here.
So what do you love about Winston?
Everything.
Right?
Good answer.
What I love about Winston in particular is when I was coming up, right? I mean, we're talking about a lot of the buildings downtown were old factories. I think there were RJR factories that were dilapidated. Yeah. Now there's spaces for entrepreneurs. There's spaces for the medical industry, and their housing. And I love, and I'm honored to be from a place that is revamped and has been a place that is cultivated people that can go forward in business and be successful. I think that's another thing that's helpful for us to see, hey, it's tangible. If you really have something to say and something to produce, which I think we all should, then you can go forward and do it as well. So that's the biggest thing I love about Winston-Salem, aside from what's the place right by Barcelona Burger? I can't believe I blinked on that. Right on here, I love Barcelona Burger. That'd be like the next thing right there.
Shout out to Barcelona.
Close second.
Yeah.
It is pretty awesome.
It is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We can't imagine leaving. We were
That's how I feel.
born and raised here. Our families are from here. We didn't actually meet here in Winston-Salem, but have been here our whole lives. And
So where did you meet?
we met in undergrad at Gardner-Webb University, which
Okay.
is about 2 hours from here. Met the first week of our freshman year and realized we were from the same place. And like that's when the similarities and things started clicking. So his name is Rodney and my dad's name is Rodney. And he said, "Oh my gosh, is that an automatic friend zone that I have the same name as your dad?" And I was like, "I don't know. Keep talking. We'll see." And then turns out our parents were the same school bus growing up. He was best
Get
friends
outta
with
here.
my neighbor in my childhood neighborhood. And somehow we never met. Like so many different things.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is
And you never
crazy.
met.
Ever.
Never met.
And we would talk about different places and events. And I think I was there, but like never saw you. So we were meant to be here, even if we didn't meet here.
That's pretty
That
cool.
reminds me of this post I saw a few years ago that it was just so wild. It was cool. So this couple, they're married for a few years and they're talking about just, past experiences and places they went and vacations and so forth. And the husband takes out this picture and says, "Yeah, this is a shot the first time we went to Disney World." And he hands it to her and she looks at it and goes, "Huh. Yeah, that's me in the background."
Oh my gosh.
They were walking by.
That's
They were in the
crazy.
exact same place at the same time and had, so
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
seemingly,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
kismet kind of stuff, right?
It was
How many
gonna
times
happen.
were you guys in each other's
I
orbit?
know. I know.
Quite often.
God,
Talking
come
about
on,
State
what you
Haven,
do?
like we
What
went
you
to
do?
State Haven all the
guys do?
time.
Skate Haven. Oh my gosh.
All the things. So we were meant to find each other at some point.
It's really cool. I write and I do a lot of like wedding stories and stuff, so I like to hear love stories.
Yeah. So we are excited. Next week, I'm speaking at Gardner-Webb University, and so it'll be our first time back together since we were in
cool.
school together, and we get to take our 2-year-old daughter, which will be fun.
Nice. Were you
Yeah.
going to be talking on the book and the production company and all that? Is that?
I'm speaking because he technically didn't graduate from there. He came for a year and then skipped out on me. So I'm going because I graduated from there. He'll be taking pictures.
Yeah, I'll be taking care of the media part of it. You know what I'm saying?
He'll be
So,
doing the work there.
He'll be making you look good.
That's right. That's
He'll
right.
be doing his thing.
Exactly. That's why
There you go.
That's why we bring him. That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Big buck.
That's cool that you're going to be speaking on the book. Is that what you're going to be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Already got yourself a tour together.
It's
There
going to be
you
a busy
go.
February. Yeah. It'll be fun, though.
So have you read your book to your daughter, even though she's 2?
Yes. Yeah. She was very excited because
Aw.
my picture was on the back of the book. And
That's
so
so
she tells
cute.
people, "My mommy made this book."
That's adorable.
That's awesome.
I mean, just embodying the book. There it is. Doing what you're talking about doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
You already have thoughts of maybe doing more books in the future?
You know, it's funny. So, like, people ask you, it's kind of like when you have a baby, and as soon as you have a
I got
baby,
another.
people are like, "You want more kids?" And it's like, "Give me a second. Maybe, sure. I don't know. But I've got some ideas rolling around in my head. So
That's
maybe.
all you need.
Yeah.
That is how it is, though, in our business. You're in the middle of doing something, and it's immediately. So what's
What's
coming
next
out?
for you?
What are you
What's
doing next? What do
next?
you have coming out? The last series I was on, I'm in the middle of shooting this series. Like, that's cool. So when do you guys wrap up? I don't know. It's like we got about a month left. What's coming after that? I don't sleep. Let's do a little bit of that. I'll do a little bit of that first.
Right.
So
Can I watch this now?
Coffee.
Coffee?
The answer is coffee.
Right.
right.
So we're big on celebrating where we are right now, but
Yeah.
also excited for the future.
Exactly.
And speaking of that, I think it's for us, especially where we are right now, the biggest aspect, just going a little step further with that, is just being wherever our feet are. You know, we just don't want to miss any of the moments, because I feel like when you're not, it becomes a space where you become ungrateful for what's going on, and then when things go silent, which they inevitably do with everything, it's like, man, those were great times, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like we just don't want to miss that. You know?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good reflection.
That is.
Also, I think creatively it helps the downtime
Yeah.
to rest, to think, and depending on how long that downtime is, it can turn from creativity to necessity. And necessity is the mother of invention. You get to that place where you're like, all right, well, And I want to invent something. I want to make something. I want to create something. And that's such a. I don't want to devolve into this conversation, but I feel like that's what's missing from our landscape now is that you can, pick your phone and go, well, I can cut out of the space of creativity or necessity because I can go find something to fill my time with. And it's really kind of good when you can't. And you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs a little bit because it makes you invent. And so, yeah, I'm with you entirely on that. The downtime is special. Yeah. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have lost sight of that. Like they don't know they need to recharge, and
Yeah.
Oh, you got to.
I'm bad about it though. I am.
So am I, so I
I'm
can't
bad.
talk.
Like I'm one of the worst. As soon as I finish something, I'm running. Yeah, I think all of us are out of space.
Yeah.
Running headlong into the next thing. I'm always feeling like, okay, well, I got to be busy, and all the people in my orbit are like, you're always busy. How about you not be busy for a little bit? So.
That's
Yeah.
what the beauty of these these forced snow
I
days
know.
have done
Yes.
for people is it's frustrating until you sit in it for a little bit and then it's kind of nice.
It's
But
kind of great.
okay, I can do some work around the house, but then I'm limited. I can't do anything that I can't do inside this house. So at some point, you start a good TV series or, you
There's some
look
good ones
people in
out.
your house in the eye. Like it's just nice.
I have these justification conversations with myself, and there's nobody in the room. I'm sitting there like, well, nobody else is working. You don't have to do anything. You can sit and just snows out there. You do the same thing, don't you?
It is the same thing. I'm like, yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Play some PlayStation. It's okay. You got it. You could just hang out for a bit. I'm like, no, I got to do some work. I got to keep going. I got to reach out to that client so they know I'm still interested. It's like it's okay to do nothing sometimes. And I will say,
And the client probably isn't looking at
They're not
anything
looking.
because they're actually listening to themselves and going,
Okay.
why?
yep, right. They're not thinking about it, but I think it's that, and that's helped with my creativity is enjoying the downtime and being just the gratefulness. When you're grateful, at least for me, when I'm grateful, I realize ideas just start flowing, and I'll make a note in my phone. I'll be like, "Oh, I'll write that script later."
Yeah.
It's coming to me. And I didn't used to have that. I used to feel like, man, it's gotta be the next thing. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to realize the perfect flow and how God does things. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, there's
true,
a
yeah.
method to the madness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How can people find out about both of your book and your business?
So social media, Facebook and Instagram, Katelyn Williams, author. And you can buy my book on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, anywhere online, and then any local bookstores.
Oh, yeah, bookmarks?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I am at Book Fair and doing a book signing there on the 14th. But any local bookstore, you can just go in and ask, and they can order it for you.
Caitlin Williams, author.
Caitlin Williams,
And,
author.
and that first name, Caitlin, you spell it how? So 'cause-
Katelyn.
Yeah, I was about to
You
ask
know.
because there's
For
like
that.
93 different ways of
There
spelling
are,
it.
and I don't judge if people get it wrong.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure you're accessible.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can find me on social media. Quite easy to track down. My main Instagram for my production company is No Excuses Be Great Productions. So you just type that in and it'll pop up. And then my other Instagram is Director Rod, and it's underscore. So Director Rod underscore. I love to engage with other creatives and businesses. So, if you're out there, you want to connect, definitely do so.
I encourage you to do so. You'll be glad you did.
Please do so.
So, well, thank you guys for joining us
Yeah. Thank you.
and sharing your story.
It's been good.
This is Twin City Talk. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. The views and opinions portrayed by guests on this podcast are not necessarily those of the distributors and hosting companies. And if you love this podcast, that's great, but don't think about stealing it. Reach out to us and talk about the content because it is copyrighted.